Hey everyone, and welcome back. What I'm going to be doing right now is presenting Windows Movie Maker. And the version of Movie Maker that I am using right now is called Windows Movie Maker Essentials 2011, which is not the latest version. The latest is 2012, but it'll do for what we're planning on working on at this point. With this version, 2011, it's only going to be able to output as WMV. Once you get 2012, that version outputs as both WMV file type and MP4. Okay, that side note set aside, let's go ahead and focus on our main objective, which is setting up Movie Maker to be able to publish out as the correct technical video settings that you need. So what I'm going to do is I need to at least have something within my project storyboard. So right here where you see click here to browse for videos and photos, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So upon startup, I can actually click to navigate and insert some type of picture or video file. In this case, I'm just going to use a generic picture that we have at the media center for our wallpaper. I'll click open, and you see now that that has been opened, it's going to show up in the project storyboard. And when I click play, the playhead moves along in this area. Well, we're concerned right now with getting the video settings to where they need to be before we begin our project. So now that I've inserted something, I will go up to the drop-down menu at the top left-hand corner of Movie Maker. And inside of this drop-down menu, you'll see the option to save movie. And inside of here, it gives you a lot of recommended options, which, is not too bad. And of course, one of our goals is the 640 by 480 size. But we got to make sure that we have the correct bit depth, which you'll see more about that in just a second. So we got to set up a customized setting for actually producing our video. So I'm going to click, or not necessarily click, but drag my mouse down to expose more options at the bottom. And you'll see the last option, the very last option, is create custom settings. So I'm going to click on that. And inside of create custom settings, we'll see that I can click on this drop down menu and it gives me a lot of different options, but I'm not interested in that. I'll just leave it as it is, new, and I'll choose a name. And this is just going to be for your remembrance of what it is exactly that you need to select. So we're going to type in Livetext, and this is what I'm going to remember this video setting to be. So this is for Livetext video submissions. All right, cool. I believe it was 640 by 480. So we're going to have to do the width, which is the frame width 640, and the height of our frame to be 480. That's this area right here. So this width and this height of your video. So it's going to reformat that to the 640 by 480 requirement. And the bit depth is ridiculously high. We don't want 8,000 kilobytes per second. You need to drop that down to 1,000, at most 1,000 kilobytes per second. So we're going to change that bit rate to 1,000. You could go down as far as 250, but might as well do the best you can. So 1,000 is fine, and the frame rate of 30 frames per second is perfect. So we'll keep everything set as it is. Don't worry about the audio formats. You can leave that as 128 kilobytes per second, 48 kilohertz. Just don't leave it alone. Let that be. And you'll notice that down here, the estimated file size is now only 8.07 megabytes per minute of video. So that's, I believe is 250 or 500 megabyte minimum, maximum is definitely going to be obtainable with a 10-minute clip now that you've reduced the bit rate. All right, so I'm going to click save, and it's going to ask me for a location to save this. So this is actually a file format the Windows Media Player will be able to use. So I'm going to find somewhere, I'm just going to let it be in the general, where it chooses for me. So I'll let it choose for me, and I'll leave it alone. Click save, and then close. And now you have your file setting saved so that when you actually are ready to submit your compiled project, that specific setting, save movie, go down a little bit, that specific option is selected. So Livetext WMV, I'll click that and then I'll actually save out my project. So this will actually be the video that you'll need for submission once you're done.